We often imagine the most dangerous predators hide in the shadows, far from the public eye. But the most effective ones operate in the open, shielded by extreme wealth and elite social access. Jeffrey Epstein was a high school dropout with no college degree and an opaque fortune, who became a social magnet for billionaires, royalty, and heads of state. This investigation focuses on the Epstein files, a 300-gigabyte trove of Department of Justice data finally unsealed in 2026. The paper trail begins with a suppressed FBI tip from 1996. A survivor named Maria Farmer sat down with agents and explicitly named Epstein as a predator, providing his specific methods and locations. The FBI took the report and did nothing. Federal agents held the names, the specific locations, and the corroborated truth in 1996. For the next 25 years, the justice system chose not to see him. By 2005, Epstein had established a primary operational center, a sprawling compound at 358 El Brillo Way in Palm Beach, Florida. Ghislaine Maxwell managed the logistics of the property, identifying economically vulnerable high school girls and bringing them to the mansion under the guise of paid massage therapy. This recruitment functioned as a pyramid scheme. Existing victims were paid cash bounties to bring in younger, vulnerable peers, expanding the network. Palm Beach police successfully mapped this structure, gathering rock-solid statements from 36 victims with identical accounts. Epstein insulated himself by hoarding powerful associates. He filled the flight manifests of his Boeing 727 with tech moguls, former presidents, and scientists, creating a psychological shield of VIP complicity. The evidence was undeniable, but Epstein's social network ensured a state of willful ignorance among the institutions meant to police him. Despite the pressure, the FBI built a massive case. By 2007, they had drafted a 53-page federal trafficking indictment that could have ended the network. Alexander Acosta, then the U.S. attorney in Miami, negotiated a secret agreement that effectively dismantled that federal case before it could reach a jury. The 2008 non-prosecution agreement granted federal immunity to Epstein and his co-conspirators. The deal was illegally hidden from the victims, allowing Epstein to serve just 13 months in a county jail with daily work release. In 2018, Miami Herald journalist Julie K. Brown tracked down the survivors the legal system had abandoned, forcing the buried evidence back into the light. Virginia Roberts Giuffre became the central survivor whose civil lawsuits acted as a legal battering ram, eventually forcing the public unsealing of the Epstein files. The 2008 outcome reveals a legal system that can be successfully leveraged to prioritize the protection of extreme wealth over the rights of its citizens. The public outrage forced a new federal arrest in July 2019. Epstein was moved to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York to await trial. His final 34 days were marked by a cascade of custodial failures. Guards slept on duty, logs were falsified, and corridor cameras reportedly malfunctioned. On August 10th, he was found dead. While the medical examiner ruled it a suicide, the unprecedented negligence inside the facility permanently fueled public distrust. The search for answers led to the 2026 Epstein Files Transparency Act, which released 3.5 million pages of emails, images, and manifests. The archive still contains massive blind spots: the unprosecuted co-conspirators, the missing blackmail tapes, and the true origins of Epstein's wealth remain unresolved. Slowing down, final wait. Epstein's death foreclosed a trial, and the data dumps offered no closure. The legacy of these files is the shattering of public trust, the realization that the institutions meant to protect society will readily bend around money. Look at this shifting web. While popular narrative depicts Jeffrey Epstein as a lone mastermind, his operation relied on leverage over a highly organized system. He taught math at an elite Manhattan prep school without a college degree. He parlayed those parental connections into a massive, unexplained fortune, building his true power on his proximity to the elite. His operation functioned through a precise recruitment structure, a molestation pyramid scheme,
where teenagers were paid cash to recruit younger, vulnerable peers. By 2005, local police populated these tiers with 36 identified girls, who gave detectives identical accounts of the same payment structure. This mountain of evidence existed despite federal authorities ignoring the problem years earlier. In 1996, survivor Maria Farmer gave the FBI a direct, detailed tip about the abuse. They did not investigate. Epstein's 20-year survival relied on an architecture of elite institutions that consistently refused to stop him. Epstein built a social shield through science philanthropy, donating millions to universities like Harvard and MIT. This laundered his reputation and transformed his proximity to power into an unspoken threat. His inner circle included some of the most influential figures in the world: former President Bill Clinton, future President Donald Trump, and Ghislaine Maxwell, who managed his network, normalized his environment, and buffered him from direct scrutiny. Proximity to power trickled down to local law enforcement. When Palm Beach police handed State Attorney Barry Krischer an airtight felony case in 2006, Krischer intercepted it. Instead of filing direct charges, Krischer pushed the case to a grand jury, called only one victim to testify, and diluted an international trafficking operation into a single misdemeanor for solicitation. This maneuver successfully neutralized the local investigation, effectively passing the responsibility to federal prosecutors. That responsibility fell to Alexander Acosta, the United States Attorney in Miami, who became the final federal checkpoint in 2007. Investigators had drafted a 53-page trafficking indictment, but after closed-door negotiations, it was replaced by a secret state-level non-prosecution agreement. The terms were unprecedented. Beyond a light 18-month county sentence, it granted blanket federal immunity to 4 named co-conspirators and vast unnamed accomplices. Prosecutors deliberately kept this agreement hidden from the victims. A federal judge later ruled this secrecy violated the Crime Victims' Rights Act. The federal justice system chose to protect the perpetrators. They broke their own rules to build a firewall around an elite network. When federal agents finally arrested him again in 2019, they sent him to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. Within a month, the institution failed. Guards falsified their logs. Jail psychologists removed a high-profile target from Suicide Watch without a clear explanation. On the night he died, his cellmate was transferred and not replaced. When the FBI tried to pull the camera footage outside his cell, they found the master copy destroyed, with 62 seconds missing from the backup. He was found dead the next morning. In 2025, an act as Congress forced the Department of Justice to release 3.5 million pages of evidence. The public record remains incomplete. Over 90 FBI witness reports are missing. Jail documents were shredded after his death. Names of potential co-conspirators remain heavily redacted. The medical examiner ruled it a suicide, but whether the cause was gross institutional negligence or a silenced hit, the outcome remains the same. The architecture held. The records are buried, the enablers walked away,